Good morning, students. Good morning, students. Today we will start the new concept in the chapter matrices, that is elementary operations or a transformation of a given matrix. Okay, there are totally 6 operations or a transformation can be done on a matrix. Among the 6 transformation, three three of which are due to rows and remaining three of due to columns. Totally 6 operation you can perform on the given matrix. So among the 6 operations, 3 is about rows and 3 is about columns. Okay, so the first one is the interchange of any 2 rows or columns. Okay, you can interchange any 2 rows or any 2 columns simultaneously. If I say transform R1, if I mention that only, it is not justifiable. Why? Here you have to transfer, you have to mention, and from that place another row transfer to the previous one. That is, I mentioned here, students, when I give them an example also. Given the example is 2 by 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has the 2 rows, R1, row 1, R2, row 2, C1, C2, C3, column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay. So I applied here, R1 changes to R2, R2 changes to R1. So simultaneously, not in a one way, you have to do in the 2 ways. R1 changes to R2 and R2 row changes to R1. So what is the R1 row? First one, 1, 2, 3. So what you have to convert or transfer to the R2. So that I did here, students. The first row 1, 2, 3 was shifted to R2, 1, 2, 3, and the elements of the row 2, that is R2, shifted to R1. Or else we can apply the column transformation also. What I did is there are 3 columns, C1, C2, C3. What I did, C1 changes to C3 and C3 changes to C1, vice versa. Just I said C1 changes to C3. So the C1 will get vacant. What should I do here? So I have to transfer the C3 to the C1. If you transfer C1 to C3, C3 element must be present in the C1 and you transfer the elements or transfer the columns. Okay. Got the point? In the elementary operations, we can't replace column by rows and rows by column. Just we are replacing rows by rows itself, column by columns. Okay. What I did here? C1 changes to C3. So what are the C1 elements? 1, 4. So I have to transfer to the C3. Got it? 1, 4. And where you have to transfer the C3 elements? To the C1. What is the C3 elements? 3, 6. So it replaces in the 3, 6. This is the first transformation, the interchange of any 2 rows or columns. That is, Ri changes to Rj or Ci changes to Cj. This is the concept, students. Okay, next row or column operation, that is elementary transformation, students. The second condition is the multiplication of the element of any row or column by a non-zero number. Okay, you can multiply each element of the any row or each element of the any column of the given matrix by a non-zero number. That is, multiply ith row by k. Here k not equal to 0. What I mentioned here, students, a non-zero quantity. Okay, multiply ith row by k such that k not equal to 0. That is, Ri changes to k into Ri. Suppose if I mention the row 1, row 1, that is R1, I mention 5 into R1. So each element of the first row have to get multiplied by the mentioned k value. It may be positive or negative, not the 0. Okay, this is the R1, students, here, row 1. This is R1, this is the R2, this is the column 1 C1, this is the column 2 C2, this is the column 3 C3. So I did the certain operation or a transformation here, that is C2 changes to, what it implies students? Arrow mark C2 transferred or C2 changes to. C2 changes to 1 by 2 into C2. Okay, 1 by 2 into C2. So what are the element of the C2 here? 2 and 4. Okay, you have to multiply 1 by 2 with each element of these two elements. Okay, 1, first row 1 minus 1, second row what are there? 2 and 4. You have to multiply 1 by 2 with the C2 elements, that is 2 by 2, 4 by 2, 0, 5. So 2 by 2 means 1, 4 by 2 means 2. So this is the transformation of the columns by multiplying non-zero quantity with each element of the C2. Okay, you can perform column value or you can perform row values also. So here also two possibilities there. So in the first condition you can interchange the any two rows or any two columns. Here you can multiplication of the elements of the any row or any column by non-zero quantity. Okay, so the next third condition students, the addition or subtraction to the from the elements of any row or column, the corresponding elements of any row or column multiplied by any non-zero number. That is, I have the row, one row R1, R2, R3, R4, whatever the row in the given matrix. I change the Ri like this, Ri plus K into Rj. Means I took the, for example, I will take the row 1 from the any given matrix, then I performing the operation R1 plus 3 into R2, other than R1, not R1 itself, other than R1. R1 changes to R1 plus 3R2, 3R3 or minus 3R3, whatever the operation needed for the further generation we can do. We can apply the column operation also. Ci changes to Ci plus K Cj. Okay, for example, I gave the matrix C of the order 2 by 2, 1, 2, 2, minus. So apply R2 changes to R2 minus 2R1. R2 minus 2R1. So what is the R2 element students? 2 minus 1. So R1 nothing can be changed. So I am writing 1 and 2 R1 values as well. But we are performing on the row 2 elements, that is R2. So R2 changes to R2 minus 2R1. What are the element of the first R2? That is 2 minus 2R1. Minus 2R1. R2 changes to R2 minus, R2 element is 2 and minus 2 into R1. What is the R1 element? 1. So 2 minus 2 into 1, that is 2 minus 2, 0. So I written here students. Okay, next. Second element is minus 1. Minus 1, minus of 2 into R1, 2 into 2. So minus 1, minus 4, that is minus 5. This is the new or a resultant matrix by applying these result, that is R2 changes to R2 minus 2R1, or else you can apply the column values also, no problem. Okay, note it down students. Okay, next concept students, that is invertible matrix. So what is invertible means? Already you learned in the chapter relations and functions. In there you learned the inverse of a matrix, inverse of a function. Likewise, invertible matrix means for a given square matrix A, if A is a square matrix of order m or n, okay, if A is the square matrix of order m, then there exists another square matrix of order m that is B. That is B, such that if the product of AB and the product BA is the identity matrix of the order M, then we say B is the inverse of the matrix A. B is the inverse of the matrix A, or A is the inverse of the matrix B. Vice versa will be there, students. Okay, what is the definition, students? If A is the square matrix of order M, then there exists, if there is another matrix B of order M, such that if I consider the product AB and the product BA, if both the product will give the identity matrix of order M, then we say B is the inverse of the matrix A, that is denoted by A inverse. Got the point, students? So you have to perform invertible matrix, or you have to find the inverse of the matrix for the square matrix only. Okay, so let us definition. If A is a square matrix of order M, and if there exists another square matrix, matrix B of order M, both order must be same, of order M, such that AB equals to I and also BA is also equals to I. If such result is exist between the A and B, then we say B is called the inverse of A. Then we say B is inverse of A, and it is denoted by A inverse, Therefore A is invertible. For example, A equals to 2 by 2 matrix, that is 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2, and B is the matrix of the same order, 2, minus 3, minus 1, 2. So just see the product AB now. So product AB, what is A here? 2, 3, 1, 2, and B is 2, minus 3, minus 1, 2. So that is equals to 2 into 2, 4. Okay, 1 second, students. 2, okay. Yes, okay. 2 into 2, 4. Okay. 3 into minus 1, minus 3. 2 into minus 3, that is minus 6. 3 into 2, plus 6. Okay. Second row, first column, 1 into 2, 2. 2 into minus 1, minus 2. 1 into minus 3, minus 3. 2 into 2, 4. So what it comes, friends? 4 minus 3, 1. 6 minus 6, 0. 2 minus 2, 0. So minus 3 plus 4, 1. So which is the identity matrix. So AB we got. So then is it possible to obtain BA? So let us check once. So what I did here? So 2, 3. 2 minus 3 minus 1, 2 is B. A is 2, 3, 1, 2. So let us see students, 2 into 2, 4. So minus 3 into 1, minus 3, 2 into 3, 6, minus 3 into 6, 2, minus 6, minus 1 into minus 2, minus 2, 2 into 1, plus 2, minus 1 into 3, minus 3, 2 into 2, plus 4. So again it is a identity matrix. Okay, again it is a identity matrix. Thus B is the inverse of A. Therefore B is the inverse of A. We can represent this A inverse B equal to, we can put it as A inverse. Therefore A into A inverse is always I. That is identity matrix of the same order that of the given matrix A. This is the invertible of the matrix, students. The next important statements about the invertible matrix, students. The first one is non-square matrices are not invertible. Non-square matrices are not invertible. Why? So already in the definition I mentioned A is of the square matrix of order M, that is M by M or M, and B is also square matrix of the order M. So we took the product AB and BA. If it is given the identity matrix of the order M, then we say B is the inverse of A, is denoted by A inverse. Okay. So for the product of the two matrices or the product of the two given matrices exist only when certain condition is satisfied by the given two matrices. Okay. So let us see some non-square matrix, that is if A is of order 2 by 3 and B is also of the order 2 by 3. Okay. So A and B are of the same order, students. What I mentioned in the definition of the invertible matrix. Okay. This is of the order M. This is also order M. This is also order 2 by 3. B is also 2 by 3. So is it possible to find the product AB here? No, highly impossible. Why? The number of columns of the matrix A, the number of rows of the matrix B does not equal here. The product BA is exist, students, here. BA. Why? BA is of the order 2 by 3 and okay, here also BA is also not exist, students. So if suppose, okay, yes, let it be. A is 2 by 3 and B is 2 by 3. So order is same. Of the same order, A is of the order M and B is also of the order same order we took. Similarly, A is of the order 2 by 3, B is of the order 2 by 3. So even though order is same, even though order is same, we can't generate the AB. For that purpose only, the non-square matrices are not invertible. Okay. Next, if B is inverse of A, then A is also inverse of B. Because if you take the AB and a BA product, it is always gives the identity matrix. Okay. Next, if B is exist for a given square matrix A, if B is exist such that AB and BA both gives the identity matrix, then B is unique. There is no further substitute for the matrix B. B is unique, means only one that matrix is exist for the given matrix A, and it is denoted by A inverse. That is called the multiplicative inverse or just a inverse of the given matrix A. So in the invertible matrix I give the example, that is A equals to 2, 3, 1, 2. For this B is the inverse, that is 2 minus 3 minus 1, 2. There is no other than this value for the matrix A. For that product is I, that is identity matrix. So So there is no substitute other than this value. That's why we say if B is exist, B is exist, there is a inverse of the matrix is exist means that is unique. Only one matrix. Okay. Okay. Next important theorem, students. If A and B are invertible matrices of the same order, then AB whole inverse equals to B inverse into A inverse. Okay. So already in the definition we saw A into B equal to I and B into A equal to I also. Okay. What we name the matrix B is inverse of A and denoted as A inverse. So the above statement can be replaced. B is the inverse of A and is denoted by A inverse. That is A into A inverse equal to I, or A inverse into A is equals to I itself. Got the point, students? A into A inverse equal to I, or A inverse into A equals to I. Okay. So this will going to help you in the proving this statement. Okay. So already what they given that A and B are invertible matrices of the same order by the definition of inverse. Therefore, by the definition of inverse of matrix, we have that is AB into AB whole inverse is equals to I. So what we need, students? AB whole inverse into equal to B inverse into A inverse. So what we will do here? Pre-multiplying A inverse on both sides. So A inverse into AB whole inverse equal to A inverse into I. So what will do here, students? A inverse into A, I will make the group of these elements, and B, AB whole inverse. So A inverse into I is A inverse. So if you multiply any matrix with the identity matrix, then you will get the matrix itself. And again, I will write A inverse into A is as the identity matrix. I into B into AB whole inverse equal to A inverse. Okay. So again, students, what is I into B? It is B itself. B into AB whole inverse equals to A inverse. Now again pre-multiplying B inverse on both sides. That is B inverse into B, AB whole inverse is equals to B inverse into A inverse. So B inverse into B, that is I. So I into AB whole inverse equal to B inverse into A inverse. Therefore I into any matrix is the given matrix itself. So AB whole inverse is equals to B inverse into A inverse. This is the proof. You may get for the 3 marks questions here, students. Okay. So just go through the proof once. You will get the exact result. Okay? Observe the thing, students.